Night sky. Look up. When the sun goes down, dots of light fill the night sky. Some of them move, others are still. Some twinkle, others don't. Have you ever wondered what they are? What kind of plates do they use in space? Flying saucers! Earth's sidekick. On most nights, one object looks bigger and brighter than everything else. It's the moon. The moon is a ball of rock that orbits Earth. It looks so big and bright because it's only about 240,000 miles from Earth. Compared with other objects in the night sky, that's pretty close. Skyward. Orbit. To move in a path around another object in space. Sometimes the moon looks like a circle. Other times it's a curved sliver. That's because of the moon's orbit. Light from the sun reflects off the moon, making it look bright. As the moon orbits Earth, we see different amounts of the lit-up side. This makes the moon appear to change shape. It takes the moon about 1 month to travel all the way around Earth. At the full moon, the side facing Earth is fully lit up by the sun. At the new moon, the side facing away from Earth is lit up. Skyward. Reflect. To bounce back from a surface. Sometimes, as the moon orbits, Earth lines up between the sun and the full moon. When that happens, Earth blocks most of the sun's light from reaching the moon. The moon looks dark orange-red. This is called a lunar eclipse. Eclipse. Skyward. Lunar. Having to do with the moon. Solar eclipse. There are 2 types of eclipses, lunar and solar. In a solar eclipse, the moon lines up between the sun and Earth. The moon blocks sunlight from reaching part of Earth. To people in that spot on Earth, it looks like the sun has gone dark. Why did the moon stop eating? It was full. Twinkle, twinkle. On a clear night, the sky is filled with tiny, twinkling lights. These twinkling lights are stars. Stars are giant balls of burning gas, but since they are so far away, they look very small. Stars appear to twinkle because their light is bent back and forth as it travels through Earth's atmosphere. Atmosphere. Skyward. Atmosphere. The layer of gases that surrounds a planet. If you connect stars with imaginary lines, you might see shapes in the sky. These are constellations. Constellations. The Greeks called this constellation Orion. They imagined Orion was a great hunter, holding a club and a lion's pelt. People have been looking for constellations since ancient times. Sailors used them to find their way across the seas. Storytellers made up tales about the people and animals they saw in the stars. This drawing of the constellation Orion was based on an illustration from Book of the Fixed Stars. The book was written by Islamic scientist Abd al-Rahman al-Sufi in the 10th century. In the Islamic world, this constellation was called the Giant. What kind of stars wear sunglasses? Movie stars. The Big Dipper is one famous group of stars. It's part of a constellation called Ursa Major. To some people, it looks like a ladle. Others see a wagon, a cleaver, or a mother bear and her 3 cubs. Stargazing tips. Choose a clear night. Get away from city lights. Bring a blanket, lie back, and get comfortable for the best view of the sky. A star map or app can help you find other constellations. This star map shows constellations that can be seen from the southern half of Earth. The stars are connected by imaginary lines. 7 cool facts about space. 1. If you look closely, binoculars help, you'll see that stars come in many colors: white, blue, yellow, orange, and red. 2. Enough space dust and rock falls to Earth each month to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. 3. Jupiter has 67 moons. 4. Many stars are so far away that it takes millions of years for their light to reach Earth. 5. If you could drive to the sun, the trip would take 177 years. 6. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. 7. Have you spotted a light moving slowly across the night sky? If it's flashing, it's probably an airplane. If it's not, it's a satellite. Skyward. Satellite, a man-made object that orbits Earth and sends back information. A home for the sun. There's one star you know very well. It's the sun. The sun, and everything that orbits it, is in the Milky Way galaxy. Galaxies are large groups of stars held together by gravity. Skyward. Gravity. An invisible force that pulls objects toward a planet or other body. On a very clear night, you might see part of the Milky Way. It looks like a wide, hazy strip stretching across the sky. There are 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. They form a giant spiral shape, as shown in this illustration. Flying objects. If you watch the sky for an hour on a clear night, you might see 2 or 3 meteors. Meteors. Have you ever seen a shooting star? These streaks of light aren't really stars. They're meteors, small lumps of rock that fall toward Earth. They glow as they quickly burn up in Earth's atmosphere. Once in a while, you might also spot a bright star-like object with a long tail. That's a comet. Watch for many nights, and you'll see that it travels slowly across the sky. Comets are big chunks of ice and dust that orbit the sun. They are as big as a few miles across. When the sun's heat melts some of the ice away, a tail forms. What do planets like to read? Comet books. Spot the dots. Stars twinkle in the night sky, but you may see some dots that don't. These are planets in our solar system. They are brighter than most stars. Planets are large balls of rock, metal, or gas that orbit a star. Planets don't make their own light. They reflect light from the stars they orbit. The planets in our solar system don't appear to twinkle because they are much closer to Earth than stars. Besides Earth, 7 other planets orbit our sun. You can spot some with just your eyes. Venus is the brightest, then Jupiter. Mars looks red. You can see Mercury and Saturn too. Uranus and Neptune are so far away that you need a telescope to see them. Visitors can view the night sky through this big telescope at the Three Rivers Foundation Education Center in Texas, USA. Who's out there? Since 2012, NASA's Curiosity rover has been exploring Mars for signs of past or current life. There are more than 300 billion trillion stars in space. That's a big number. About half of the stars have planets, and scientists say that one of them could be home to living things just like Earth. When you stare at the night sky, someone might be staring back. How do you get a baby astronaut to sleep? You rock it. Quiz Whiz. How much do you know about the night sky? After reading this book, probably a lot. Take this quiz and find out. Answers are at the bottom of page 31. 1. The moon is a ball of A. Rock, B. Fire, C. Ice, D. Gas. 2. What color is the moon during a lunar eclipse? A. Bright white, B. Pale yellow-green, C. Dark orange-red, D. Light blue. 3. What do people think the constellation Ursa Major looks like? A. A ladle, B. A wagon, C. A mother bear and her cubs, D. All of the above. 4. What shape is the Milky Way? A. A triangle, B. A spiral, C. A square, D. A star. 5. What can you do for better stargazing? A. Get away from city lights. B. Choose a clear night. C. Lie back on a blanket. D. All of the above. 6. Which planet do you need a telescope to spot? A. Neptune, B. Venus, C. Mars, D. Jupiter. 7. How many stars are there in space? A. 300 million, B. 300 billion, C. 300 trillion, D. 300 billion trillion.